wanna dance with me? Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me. Dance with me.
Potato head people. Because you have to explain. Who are they?
You got it. You're doing. Well, no, I don't. It's on. Okay, but we're starting. You got to play the music, and then I cue them in.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open.
Please rise to welcome your 2022 Augsburg University Athletic Hall of Fame inductees. And I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. Please be seated.
2 years I miss my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. Still believe. Yeah, I still believe. And all those things I didn't say.
Augies, please welcome Augsburg University Athletic Director Jeff Swenson.
Welcome to the 49th Annual Augsburg University Athletic Hall of Fame program. Thank you for joining us on this very special occasion. We're here to celebrate 50 years of Augsburg Intercollegiate Athletics for Women and 50 years, the 50-year anniversary of Title IX. I'd like to take a quick moment to thank everyone who worked so hard to bring you this event tonight. The events office, led by Sarah Cash-Darvell and Lucy Mulligan. Our sports information department, led by Director Don Stoner and Assistant Ben Deers. Our institutional advancement staff, led by Amy Alkire and her staff. A big thanks to Mel Lee and to Drew Prevette in our athletic office. A special thanks to Katie Code for being the voice of Augsburg Hall of Fame videos. And congratulations, last but not least, to all of this year's Hall of Fame inductees and our decade team. We are proud to be honoring you this evening. It's an exciting time to be an Augie. Our fall sports have an overall team record of 30 wins, 10 losses, and 3 ties. We have a cross-country runner who has won all 4 races that he has entered. I'm proud to say that we have done this while achieving a cumulative student-athlete grade point average of 3.31. Let's have a big applause for our student-athletes. Our major facility upgrade this year is our new women's locker room. Our women's locker room is in Cy Melby Hall. 61 years ago, Cy Melby Hall was built, and there were no varsity women's sports. So there was no women's locker room. Now, every women's sports team has their own dedicated locker room, and every female student athlete has their own locker year-round. And currently, we have 12 women's sports and 10 men's sports. Hot off the press from the Tucker Center at the University of Minnesota, and I'll quote the article. Augsburg receives an A for being the top institution in the MIAC for their fantastic efforts in hiring female head coaches. How about that? We have made a lot of progress, but we still can do more. It's my pleasure to acknowledge a few special groups in attendance tonight. We have several former Augsburg coaches here in attendance, and I would like to acknowledge you and thank you for being here. I would also like to recognize our current head and assistant coaches and all the members of our athletic staff. I would like to thank all of the Athletic Hall of Fame members who are in attendance tonight. Thanks for all of you have done for Augsburg and all of your continued contributions. Our goal in the athletic department is to provide a great experience for our student athletes. Many of them are here tonight to celebrate with you. Would all current student athletes please stand and be recognized? They're all over the place. Thank you. Now I will ask you to please direct your attention to the video screen as we celebrate our 50-year anniversary of Augsburg Intercollegiate Athletic Programs for Women and the 50th anniversary of Title IX.
Augsburg University.
This is where we come together.
This is where we come to learn,
To grow.
To compete.
As athletes.
as Augies.
As Augies.
As Augies. We're here to shine.
We're here for the moments.
The moments that define our experience.
Our expectations are high. Our goals are lofty.
We understand the greatness we're chasing won't be achieved by being stationary. It won't be achieved by sitting still or being ordinary.
Being an Augie is about going beyond the ordinary.
Putting in dedication and effort that's only visible to our teammates.
They see our sweat,
Our heart,
Our battle, our grit.
and together, through that effort,
we create moments.
No shortcuts.
no quit,
No giving in, no giving up.
no giving up.
No giving up.
No giving up.
We're up for the challenge.
To learn, to fight, to win.
To win.
To win.
Augies,
Augie, your time has arrived.
your time,
Your moment.
Is here.
Augies, let's roll.
Years ago, college sports looked different.
The NCAA and most of its member schools supported sports for men.
High school sports were just for boys.
Graduate programs had a reserved number of spots for women.
Financial aid wasn't as accessible for girls and women.
In 1972, the 37 words of Title IX changed everything.
No person in the United States
Shall, on the basis of sex,
be excluded from participation in,
Be denied the benefits of,
Or be subject
To discrimination
under any educational program
or activity
receiving federal financial assistance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Augsburg President Paul Pribenow.
What a great night. It is so wonderful to be here surrounded by all of these Augies and their friends and family, our amazing student athletes. It's always very meaningful for me that this is the kickoff of our homecoming, and of course we haven't had a real homecoming for 3 years. So it is especially pleasant and such a privilege and honor to gather tonight with all of you to be able to celebrate what will be our all-school reunion tomorrow evening and all of our activities on Saturday. So it is a great, great gift for me to be able to be with you tonight. When I came here 16 years ago as president, this is my 17th Hall of Fame. I've covered, I think, almost a third of these in the time that we've been doing these amazing celebrations. One of the things I said to Jeff Swenson, who at that point was both the wrestling coach and the athletic director, I said, Jeff, how can we make Augie athletics better? And we went out and brought in a consultant. Jeff will remember this. And a good man came in and talked to all of our student athletes and coaches and administrators and came back with a report and said, one of the things you can do is do a better job for your women student athletes. And I have to give Jeff and all of his colleagues remarkable credit for what has happened. The fact that we have now been given an A credit by that organization that lifts up the ways in which institutions have lived into Title IX. Augsburg is the best. We've done it with facilities, as you'll see in the new locker room and the Claudia Murray soccer locker room, as you'll see in programs like women's lacrosse and women's wrestling, being the first school in Minnesota to bring those sports to a college campus, as we've done in so many ways in which we've provided support for our women student athletes. And tonight, to be able to be here together with our remarkable inductees, these women who have paved a way for our current student athletes is just a real joy for me, and I couldn't be more proud of Augsburg and what it's accomplished over these past 16 years. So congratulations to all of you. particularly meaningful for me to think about the ways in which Marilyn Florian and Joyce Paff and Carol Anke and some of the other pioneers really set a foundation that made this possible. And it is so meaningful tonight to be able to celebrate Joyce in particular among all of these legends who made Augsburg what it is in our athletic program. So I look forward to that opportunity to celebrate Joyce. It was 10 years ago when we gathered here in the same space to celebrate 40 years of Augsburg's women intercollegiate athletics. We named 4 all-decade teams, celebrating each of the first 4 decades of Augie varsity women's sports. We continue that tradition tonight as we celebrate the 5th Augsburg women's athletic all-decade team. Please look at the video screen now to learn more about the all-decade team from the graduating classes of 2010 to 2019.
Molly Allen, class of 2015, soccer and track and field. As a midfielder on the soccer team, Allen earned all MIAC and all region honors twice throughout her career, also becoming the first Augsburg women's soccer player to earn NSCAA All-America honors. Allen set the Augsburg single-season record with a conference-leading 15 assists in 2014, finishing her career with a total of 4 goals and an Augsburg record 38 assists. As a sprinter on the track and field team, Allen earned multiple All-MIAC honors as part of relays, including the conference champion 4x200 meter relay team in 2013. Marta Anderson Oxnard, class of 2017, soccer. A midfielder on the soccer team, Oxnard earned 3 All-MIAC selections in her career and was named NSCAA All-Region twice. Oxnard played in 82 career games, tallying 17 goals and 29 assists for 63 points. She ranks in the top 10 in school history in both career assists and points, and owns the Augsburg record for career games played and games started. Sam Anderson, class of 2019, softball. A pitcher on the Augsburg softball team, Anderson is one of only 24 players in conference softball history to earn all MIAC honors in all 4 years of their careers. Anderson pitched 624 innings in 123 games, finishing their career with a record of 50-40 with a 2.60 earned run average. Anderson holds school records in games played, wins, shutouts, and strikeouts. At the plate, Anderson hit .369 with 69 runs scored and 88 RBI in their career. Ashley Carney Wolke, class of 2013, track and field. One of the most decorated sprinters in Augsburg history, Wolke earned all MIAC honors 11 times and NCAA All-American honors twice in her career. Wolke finished as a conference champion 8 times in her career across all sprinting events. She still holds the school record in the outdoor 100-meter dash, as well as 4 relay events. Bree Clark Lund, class of 2013, soccer. A forward on the soccer team, Lund earned 2 All-MIAC selections and 2 NSCAA All-Region selections in her career. Lund played in 61 career games for the Augies, scoring 24 goals and adding 9 assists for a total of 57 career points. Lund ranks in the top 10 in school history in both career points and goals. Bree Dorrell, class of 2013, soccer and softball. Augsburg's 2013 senior honor athlete, Dorrell competed in both softball and soccer for the Augies. An outfielder on the softball team, Dorrell earned all MIAC honors twice and was named NFCA All-Region once. Starting 161 games in her career, Dorrell holds Augsburg records with 212 career hits and 133 career runs scored, while ranking second in school history in batting average, total bases, and stolen bases. As a defender on the soccer team, Dorrell earned all MIAC honors in 2012 and finished her career with 6 goals and 10 assists for 22 points in 74 career games. Marie Fitzgerald, class of 2016, soccer and basketball. As a forward on the soccer team, Fitzgerald earned NSCAA All-America and All-Region honors once and All-MIAC honors twice, also being named the MIAC Offensive Player of the Year in 2015. Playing in 79 games, Fitzgerald ranked 2nd in school history with 99 points, 3rd in school history with 37 goals, and 4th in school history with 25 assists. Also a member of the basketball team, Fitzgerald played in 84 games, averaging 4.2 points and 4.1 rebounds per game. Emily Gregg, class of 2017, soccer. A defender on the women's soccer team, Gregg anchored one of the best defenses in the region and earned all MIAC, all region, and both NSCAA and D3Soccer.com All-American honors throughout her career. During her senior year, Gregg led an Augie defense that produced 15 team shutouts, tied for 13th in all of NCAA Division III. Gregg played in 81 career games, scoring 3 goals with 7 assists. Gregg finished her career ranked 1st in program history with 6,791 minutes played, while ranking 3rd in games played and games started. Marissa Guillou, class of 2018, soccer and lacrosse. A 4-year starter on both the lacrosse and soccer teams, Guillou is one of the most accomplished goalkeepers in school history. In soccer, Guillou holds the program record with 44 career wins and ranks 3rd in Augsburg history with 23 career shutouts. For the lacrosse team, Guillou earned all MWLC and all-region honors and was named the MWLC Defensive Player of the Year in 2018, after setting single-season school records in goals against average, wins, and save percentage. She also holds the school records for career wins and saves in lacrosse. Tabry Irving, class of 2017, cross country and track and field. Earning 2 All-MIAC and All-Region honors in cross country, Irving became the first Augie ever to capture an individual MIAC championship in 2016. She finished the 6,000-meter course in 22 minutes, 32.9 seconds, winning the race and capturing MIAC Athlete of the Year honors. In track and field, Irving earned all MIAC honors in the 2016 indoor season, with a 2nd-place finish in the 5,000-meter run, also earning all region honors. Callie Jones, class of 2017, track and field. A sprinter and jumper on the track and field team, Jones earned all region honors 4 times, all MIAC honors 5 times, and was named an All-MIAC honorable mention 4 times in her career. Jones captured 3 MIAC titles in her career across the sprinting events, and still holds the Augsburg record in the outdoor long jump with a 5.56-meter effort in 2016. Taylor Lynn, class of 2018, volleyball. A middle blocker for the volleyball team, Lynn garnered a reputation as one of the top all-around players in the conference during her time at Augsburg. Lynn earned 2 All-MIAC and All-Region honors and was named an AVCA All-American in 2017. Lynn played 113 matches in her career and ranks in the top 10 in Augsburg history in kills, total blocks, and block assists. Morgan Malley, class of 2019, volleyball and softball. A setter for the volleyball team, Malley earned 2 All-MIAC and All-Region selections and was named an AVCA All-America Honorable Mention in 2018. Playing in 116 career matches, Malley was the 2nd player in Augsburg history to tally 2,000-plus assists and 1,000-plus digs in her career. Malley also played on the softball team for 1 season, pitching in 18 games with a 6-8 record and 17 strikeouts. At the plate, Malley hit .234 with 24 runs scored, 25 RBI, 4 doubles, and 3 home runs. Emily McCourt Burns, class of 2014, volleyball. A setter on the volleyball team, Burns earned 3 All-MIAC honors in her career and was named both AVCA All-Region and All-American in 2013. Her 4,192 assists were the most in school history, while she ranked second in career service aces and assists per set. Burns finished her career with 3 straight 1,000-plus assist seasons, leading the conference with 1,258 assists in her final season. Olivia Mairez, class of 2015, soccer. A forward on the women's soccer team, Mairez earned 2 All-MIAC and All-Region honors and was the second Augie in program history to be named MIAC Player of the Year. Mairez finished her collegiate career as the then school record holder in both points and goals, also ranking in the top 5 in program history in assists. Mairez played in 77 career games, scoring 46 goals with 27 assists for 119 points. Callan Nas, class of 2017, hockey. A forward on the women's hockey team, Nas earned 2 All-MIAC and All-MIAC honorable mention selections and was named to the conference All-Rookie team in her first year, playing in 103 games and recording 32 goals and 40 assists for 72 points. Nas ranks in the top 10 in Augsburg history in career games, goals, assists, and game-winning goals. Christina Nelson, class of 2019, lacrosse. A defender and midfielder for the women's lacrosse team, Nelson was the first ever Augie to earn all MWLC first team honors all 4 years of her career. Nelson played in 71 career games, finishing her career as the school record holder in 3 categories, with 290 draw controls, 176 caused turnovers, and 201 ground balls. Nelson also set single-season Augsburg records in 2019 with 133 draw controls and 47 caused turnovers. Colleen Orada Enrico, class of 2014, volleyball. An outside hitter on the volleyball team, Enrico earned all MIAC, AVCA All-Region, and AVCA All-American honors 2 times during her career. Augsburg's all-time leader in matches played with 131, Enrico ranks in the top 10 in program history in kills, kills per set, attack attempts, total blocks, solo blocks, and block assists. Enrico is one of only 3 players in school history to have 1,000 plus kills and 1,000 plus digs in their career. Ashley Pepper, class of 2016, volleyball. A right side hitter on the volleyball team, Pepper earned all MIAC honors 4 times, AVCA All-Region honors 3 times, and became the first ever Augie to earn 3 AVCA All-America honors in her career. Playing in 119 matches, Pepper holds school records with 1,735 kills and 4.03 kills per set, while also ranking in the top 10 in attack percentage, attack attempts, and solo blocks. Pepper is one of only 3 players in school history to have 1,000 plus kills and 1,000 plus digs in their career. Macy Terrell Brandt, class of 2019, volleyball. A libero on the volleyball team, Brandt was named All-MIAC and AVCA All-Region 3 times, and earned AVCA All-America Honorable Mention and MIAC Defensive Player of the Year honors twice. Playing in 118 matches, Brandt holds the program record with 2,339 career digs and is the only player in school history with 2,000 plus career digs and 5 plus digs per set.
All decade team members, as your name is called, please come up to the stage to receive your award. Molly Allen, class of 2015. Marta Anderson Oxnard, class of 2017. Sam Anderson, class of 2019. Ashley Carney Wolke, class of 2013. Bree Clark Lund, class of 2013. Bree Dorrell, class of 2013. Marie Fitzgerald, class of 2016. Emily Gregg, class of 2017. Marissa Guiu, class of 2018. Kelly Jones, class of 2017. Taylor Lynn, class of 2018. Morgan Malley, class of 2019. Emily McCourt Burns, class of 2014. Olivia Myers, class of 2015. Callan Naz Young, class of 2017. Christina Nelson, class of 2019. Colleen Arada Enrico, class of 2014. Ashley Pepper, class of 2016. And Macy Terrell Brandt, class of 2019. Unable to attend tonight's ceremony was Tabry Irving, class of 2017. Once again, one more round of applause for your class of 2010 to 19 Augsburg Women's Athletics All-Decade Team.
It's now my pleasure to introduce this year's winner of the Legend of Augsburg Athletics Award. The Legend of Augsburg Athletics Award is a Lifetime Achievement Award in honor of Ernie Anderson, class of 37, Edor Nelson, class of 38, G. Roy Carlson, class of 48, Levon Johnson Peterson, class of 50, Egg Saugestad, class of 59, Joyce Paff, class of 65, and Marilyn Pearson Florian, class of 76. This award is made possible through the generosity of Jerry Peterson, class of 67, and Linda Peterson, class of 1968, and we're so grateful for their support. The individuals who received this award spent their entire careers teaching, coaching, and influencing Augsburg student athletes. They created the foundation for Augsburg athletics that we celebrate and build upon today. And it seems appropriate, since Joyce is named in the way that the award is described, that she is the first winner. Please watch the video.
Legend of Augsburg Athletics Award. Joyce Anderson Paff, class of 1965. Joyce Paff was a pioneer in the establishment of women's athletics at Augsburg during her 43-year career as a teacher, coach, and administrator. After competing in the Women's Recreation Association while an Augsburg student, she began her teaching career in 1966 in Augsburg's Health and Physical Education Department. When Augsburg established women's athletics at the varsity level in 1972, Joyce was named the school's first Women's Intercollegiate Athletic Director, a position she served in until 1988. She served Augsburg as its first volleyball and gymnastics coach and led the establishment of 6 more women's sports during her Augie years. Joyce was a tireless advocate for fairness, equality, and equity for her student athletes, establishing Augsburg as a place where female athletes could compete and succeed. She taught at Augsburg until her retirement in 2009, including leading a yearly interim sailing course in the Virgin Islands with her husband Doug. She even continued her pioneering efforts after her retirement, teaching and developing a fitness center at a college in China. Joyce was inducted into the Augsburg Athletic Hall of Fame in 1991 and was honored with Augsburg's Distinguished Alumni Award in 2009.
Joyce Paff, Augie Extraordinaire. I realize this award is for the legend of athletics, but to me, it's legend at Augsburg. How does one talk about such a phenomenal, well-rounded person in 2 minutes? One term to define Joyce is builder. She built the women's athletic department with a variety of athletic programs. She built budgets, coaches, student athletes, health and physical education courses, and most importantly, people. When the administration told Joyce no, she found a way to turn that into a yes. She met many, many challenges with an upbeat, I'll find a way attitude. Joyce was a level-headed quality administrator and professor who fought for what was right and fair. She was honest and a role model for integrity. Over the past 37 years, she was my boss. I was her boss. We were office mates and roommates. She was the absolute best mentor. I think of the book titled Everything I Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And for me, it's a book titled A Lot of What I Learned at Augsburg, I Learned from Joyce Paff. Some of those things are, when asked a question, never immediately say no. Look at all angles. Fight for what is right, fair, and what you believe in. Work hard, play harder. She'd probably even say, play harder. Never allow yourself to be consumed by one facet of your life. And finally, if all else fails, ask yourself, WWJD. And J is not for Jesus, it's for Joyce. I couldn't have asked for a better mentor and now long time friend. JP, congratulations on receiving the Legends of Athletics Award. You are beyond deserving of this recognition. Cheers, my friend.
Joyce Paff is one of those people who is Augsburg, who made our time at Augsburg so very special, who reflects Augsburg values for guiding student athletes to be their best as a whole person. She expected us to achieve not just on the court or on the field, but in the classroom as well. She knew what a difference physical activity and competitive sports made for women in college and throughout our lives, and she spent a career creating those opportunities. Joyce took what Mrs. Pete and all those before her started and built the foundation of everything Augsburg women's athletics is today. At a time when women's sports had little for resources, Joyce was relentless in her drive to ensure we had what we needed to compete and win, even against big schools. It was the early days of fighting for facilities, uniforms, and equipment, and Joyce was at the front line, expanding teams, cheering on champions, and our first All-Americans. She went to court so a volleyball team could play in regionals. She led the start of women in the MIAC. Most importantly, Joyce created opportunities for student athletes to be leaders in the department and trusted them to rise to the occasion. Joyce did and still does lead by example. Physical activity and wellness are key attributes for continuing her life well lived. Thank you, Joyce, for being an inspiration and a role model, and congratulations on your very well-deserved Legend of Augsburg Award.
Joyce Paff.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations to all the other young women receiving awards, not me. It is because of women like you, your teammates, and your coaches that I'm convinced that the future of Augsburg women's athletics is stronger than ever. This is a very special and meaningful event for me tonight. Not only am I honored and humbled to be receiving this award, but I cannot believe it has been 50 years since the passage of Title IX and the official beginning of women's intercollegiate athletics at Augsburg University. It was September 1972, just 2 months after the passage of Title IX and a few days before fall term was to begin. I was sitting in my office when a tall, blonde, first-year student knocked on my door. She and a friend asked me when volleyball practice was going to start. They had no idea we did not have a team. And I was not about to tell them. So I said, next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Realizing what I had just said, I quickly added, but only if you can recruit enough players to support a team. The following Tuesday, as I was walking up into the gym, I'm sure I was hoping her recruitment efforts had not been successful. We had no coach, no budget, no equipment, no uniforms, no schedule, and no reserved practice time. When I entered the gym, I saw the tall blonde, whom you may have guessed by now was Marilyn Pearson Florian, and her friend, Cindy Schendel, surrounded by enough women not only to support one team, but a JV as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I became the first women's volleyball coach at Augsburg University. My sole opportunity in competitive collegiate athletics was in my junior year. All physical education majors were required to take a swimming class. Our instructor found out about a women's swim meet to be held at St. Kate's. He had been a collegiate swimmer and felt that we should have the opportunity to compete as well. So he registered 4 of us. We were scared to death. None of us had ever participated in a swim meet, let alone practiced in a regulation pool. He assured us he'd be with us every step of the way. I will never forget walking into the old O'Shaughnessy pool early that Saturday morning. When our coach went to report in, he was told by 3 very determined-looking nuns he would be allowed nowhere near the pool, not even in the stands. The only males allowed in were fathers of participants and priests. We were all set to withdraw, but he convinced us to stay. When we walked out onto the pool deck, I heard a very loud voice yelling, "Go Augsburg!" I looked up into the stands and saw our coach wearing a huge smile and a clerical collar. This experience gave me a very small glimpse of what it might be like to be a real athlete and to have a dedicated coach who would do almost anything to support their team. One such coach was Lavone Peterson. Some of you here tonight may have been fortunate enough to know her. She is really the one who started women's athletics at Augsburg. I was simply standing on Mrs. Pete's very capable shoulders, just trying not to fall off. My students, athletes, and coaches kept this from happening, and the rest is history. Mine is not a career I sought after, but it is a career that chose me, not for my outstanding experience, talent, or abilities, but because I happened to be in the right place at the right time, and for that, I am forever grateful. To my former students, athletes, and coaches, thanks for holding me up and helping me grow into a career that I loved. Thanks also to my husband, Doug, for his unwavering support and attendance at more athletic contests than he ever thought possible. And finally, a huge word of thanks to all of you who joined us here tonight to help us celebrate the past while we continue to encourage and support the future of all athletics at Augsburg University. Thank you.
Annie Annunziato, class of 2004. Annie Annunziato transferred to Augsburg after playing her first 2 seasons at Manhattanville College in New York and made a tremendous impact as a forward for the Augie women's hockey team. In her 2 seasons, the Augies made the MIAC postseason playoffs and won 27 games. She played in 53 career games as an Augie, finishing 5th in school history with 40 career goals, 4th in school history with 50 assists, and 4th in school history with 90 points. Her 15 career power play goals and 4 shorthanded goals are both tied for the most in Augsburg history, and she had a +34 career plus-minus rating. She earned all MIAC honors in both of her Augie seasons and was named an AHCA Division III All-American her senior year. Annie was a history major at Augsburg and later went to earn her master's degree in education from Manhattanville and a master's degree in school leadership from the City College of New York. After graduating from Augsburg, Annie played adult hockey in Minnesota, winning national titles with the Blue Jays. She returned to her native New York in 2008 to begin her teaching career. Since 2016, she has served as an assistant principal at a public middle and high school in Brooklyn. She married her wife Emily in 2017. They have a son Aiden and live in Astoria, New York.
What is the Empire state of mind? It's the embodiment of grit and determination. It's all about commitment, an unyielding standard of excellence. The Empire state of mind is about carving out your own path to meet each moment with your best efforts. Annie Annunziato embodies the Empire state of mind. When she left New York to come to Augsburg, she left behind all she knew and loved, including her twin sister, Allie. But she did so to chart her own course, to test herself, and to become part of something new and special. And in doing so, she left her mark on our legacy as Augie Nation. Annie brought the Empire state of mind to all she did here at Augsburg. Her passion and poise on the ice were only matched by her commitment to her teammates off it. She brought her own style and swagger to each shift. And when she was on the ice and the puck was on her stick, you knew we had a chance to win. When the Empire state of mind converges with Augie pride, there is no limit to what can be achieved. And this is where you'll find her. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to introduce to you my friend, Augsburg's Great Eight, Annie Annunziato.
Dying from that. I gotta pull up my speech, sorry. I was not expecting that. Thank you, Opie. Whew, that was hysterical. Okay. So thank you to everyone who selected me to be inaugurated into the Augsburg Athletic Hall of Fame tonight. It is truly an honor and one that I was not expecting. I'm so grateful to have my wife Emily, my mom and dad, sister, and friends and former teammates here tonight to celebrate with me, and thank you all for coming. I stand here tonight filled with gratitude. Gratitude for the game that I love so deeply, for the time I spent in Minnesota, and for the people who supported me along the way and made it all possible. At 6 years old, my sister and I fell in love with the game of hockey. Our older brother started playing, and my sister and I begged our dad to sign us up. Now, it's important to note that we grew up in Long Island, New York. It is not exactly a hockey hotbed. Back then, even more so. Girls simply did not play. Most parents would have said, try soccer or figure skating, but our dad bought us skates and shin pads. He signed us up for skating lessons, and we joined a house league. When we started, of course, we were the only girls playing, and it stayed that way until we were about 12 years old. We finally found a girls' team to play on, and my dad drove us every Wednesday night, an hour each way, to practice. On the way home, we'd sleep across the back seat of the car. At the time, ice time in Long Island was not easy to find. Often we had to make do with what was offered. At 4 a.m., the rink was empty. So on the weekends, my dad would come into our room and wake us up at 4. Half the time we said absolutely not, and we'd roll over and go back to sleep. But the other half, we'd stumble into the car, and he'd drive us to the rink, and we'd basically have the whole thing to ourselves. My dad would stand there with his face on the glass, drink his coffee, and he'd watch us play. For years, he drove us and many of our teammates up and down the East Coast to and from games. He was always there. Until I transferred to Augsburg, my dad was at every single game and every single practice. Without his constant support, I would not be standing here tonight. Thank you, Dad, for giving us access to the sport and letting us play when most fathers in your position would have said no. Thank you for always being a fan and never a critic. Your support meant everything to Allie and I. Now, while my dad was instrumental in ensuring that we could play, perhaps equally important to my development as a player was the person that I got to play with. For 2 decades, my twin sister was my line mate. During those early weekend mornings as kids, we would just skate in circles and figure eights, and we wouldn't stop. We'd pass the puck over and over until eventually we could feel where the other was without having to look. Together, we developed our hockey intelligence. We played on the same line for our entire careers until I left Manhattanville to come to Augsburg for my junior year. Through it all, there was never a moment of competition between us. Her success was mine, and mine was hers. Without my sister, I could not have been half the player I was, and I'm so thankful to have experienced the game and this life with her. Thank you to my sister Allie for always pushing me to be better and for playing with me. I love the time that I spent here. At the close of my sophomore year, deciding to transfer to Augsburg was an incredibly impulsive decision. I didn't quite fully understand how hard it would be to leave my family, and 2 months into my first semester, I really considered going back to New York. But my coach, Barb, came to my dorm room after she caught wind of this, and she convinced me to stay. Staying ended up being the single most important decision of my entire life, because it was during my time at Augsburg that I truly found myself. I created a life independent of my family and figured out who I wanted to be. And it was here that I realized that I wanted to become an educator. I met lifelong friends. Jan and I ended up teaching together for many years in Brooklyn and continued to live just a few miles apart in New York City. And Opie, we can go years without seeing each other, but every time we reconnect, it's as if a day hasn't gone by. To my former teammates and coaches, thank you. I really had the best time playing here with all of you. And to Chezzy, I don't know where you are, but man, We ripped that league up, didn't we? Thank you again for this honor, and congratulations to all the other inductees and to Joyce and to everybody being honored tonight. Go Augies.
Tanisha Bell Russell, class of 2006. Tanisha Russell was one of the most decorated athletes in the history of Augsburg's women's track and field program. In her 4 seasons, she earned NCAA Division III All-America honors 5 times, qualifying for NCAA national competition in each of the 8 championships during her career. She earned 11 MIAC individual championships and earned all MIAC honors 15 times. She was part of 6 individual and 2 relay school records in her career, including 3 which still stand. A 7.08 second time in the indoor 55-meter dash, an 18 feet half-inch effort in the indoor long jump, and a 24.38 second time in the outdoor 200. In 2006, Tanisha was named the MIAC's Outstanding Female Indoor Track Athlete and also earned USTF-CCCA Division III Central Region Women's Indoor Track and Field Athlete of the Year honors. Tanisha was a health and physical education major at Augsburg and also served as a student-athlete trainer. She has continued her education in health, wellness, and nutrition since graduating from Augsburg and spent 11 years as an exercise specialist and health education for Health Partners in Bloomington. She earned an award for outstanding leadership in health promotion from the Dakota County Department of Health. In 2019, she moved to Phoenix, Arizona, where she currently works as a health management guide for Moby Health and Wellness. Tanisha and her husband Joseph have a 4-year-old daughter, Ariane, and live in Phoenix.
Every once in a while, we cross paths with people who make life better. By chance, we call some of them teammates, and if we're blessed, we may get to call them friend. Tanisha Bell is the teammate and friend that many of us share the privilege of training with and remain inspired by. Tanisha has a list of athletic achievements that expand from our memories to record books across the country. And as impressive as that is, if you know Tanisha, you realize that everywhere she goes, she embodies a sense of grace, confidence, and a spirit of excellence that makes room for the extraordinary. There are a lot of people in this world who have been gifted with athletic abilities that open doors for their benefit. Tanisha has quite literally blazed a trail of success that has also made room for the gifts of others. Tanisha is the one that you want on your team, whether you're at practice, you're at the championships, or simply need a friend to listen. I knew it was only a matter of time before this day would come, and I'm beyond excited to celebrate your official induction into the Augsburg Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Tanisha.
Wow. There are a lot more people in here than I thought. Wow. What a year for athletics, and what a year for women in sport. And I'm just a grain of sand on this beach full of incredibly talented, amazing individuals that some were teammates, some I competed against, some I watched and cheered silently because I wasn't supposed to be at your at your sport. But anyway, that's beside the point. Most importantly, I am incredibly grateful for the countless hours it took to get me to where I was. My very first race was I think I was about 8 years old, and I ran on a sidewalk and raced all of the boys. And there was no track at the school I went to in the inner city here in Minneapolis. And there were stairs at the end of this sidewalk, and I was the only one that couldn't stop because I was running so fast that I fell right down, skinned up my knees that I still have scars today. That was when I knew that I should probably do a sport. And my mom got me right away into a summer track program where I had the fortunate opportunity to meet Dennis Barker, my coach here at Augsburg. He actually had been watching me for a really long time running. And fortunately for me, he took a chance on a little girl from the inner city in South Minneapolis who grew up right down the street from here but never even imagined that college was possible. And I knew one day my legs would take me somewhere, and it landed me right here in Augsburg, still close to home, and I did not get away very far, so that's why I had to leave. However, I didn't know that all of the grit and all of those hours and all of the love and support of my family, my friends, my teammates, and my awesome roommate, who you'll get a chance to see here tonight, was gonna bring me here. I remember my freshman year coming into these doors and going, I don't know if I'm gonna like it here. I don't know. I guess I'll go home every weekend, which I never did. And I remember looking at all of the records that were listed up on a small little plaque on the wall and saying, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one, and I want that. Well, I'll just take all of them. And I set a goal for myself. I wanted to not just take all of those records and make them my own, but I wanted to be one of the first athletes in this history of Augsburg to make it to every single national championship possible. And I did. Thank you. A lot of girls cried over sappy movies, and I cried over losing races. And not even losing totally, but like just getting maybe second or tying. My dad always told me, winning is the American way, Tanisha. And I was like, I am American, so I better do that. Anyhow, I'm very grateful for my time here, and I'm grateful for Joyce. Joyce was one of my first professors here, and she said, hey, why not? Win them all, why not? Go for it, why not? And fortunately for me, I had Marilyn as my advisor and pushed me to go ahead and stay on top of my grades, because we know Augsburg didn't offer athletic scholarships, so somebody had to be smart to go here. And thankfully, I was able to get through all of that with grace and a smile. But I couldn't do any of it without my teammates, my family, and certainly my coaches, who really did believe in me and push me to continue and to keep working as hard as I can. I did not write a speech, in case you guys were wondering. So I have a tendency to be a little long-winded, so I will go ahead and thank you for coming. Congratulations to all the other inductees. And for all of you ladies that are in the house, you better win. Records are made to be broken, except mine. I'd like to keep a couple of those. Thank you.
Angela Bergeson Lawrence, class of 2006. Angela Lawrence was a dominant middle distance runner during her Augsburg career, earning all conference and NCAA all-region honors twice in cross country, and earning 5 All-MIAC and 5 All-MIAC honorable mention honors in track and field. She finished 18th at the NCAA Cross Country Central Regional in 2004 and 30th in 2005, earning all region honors both times. In track and field, Angela is still part of 6 Augsburg school records, including 5 relay times and a 2:12.76 clocking in the outdoor 800-meter run. She earned berths in the NCAA National Championships twice, in the indoor distance medley relay in 2004, and the outdoor 800-meter run in 2006. She earned MIAC Athlete of the Week honors 3 times and was part of 2 conference champion relays in 2004. Angela also played 1 season of hockey at Augsburg and was a member of the Augsburg Choir. She was a biology major and was a member of Augsburg's Tri Beta Biology Honor Society. In 2009, she earned her Doctor of Physical Therapy degree from the Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences and has worked as a physical therapist for the Mayo Clinic Health System in Red Wing. She has continued to be active in running, completing 2 marathons, a handful of half marathons, and 5 Twin Cities 10-mile runs. She also plays piano in a musical trio at United Lutheran Church in Red Wing and coaches youth hockey. Angela and her husband Matthew have 3 children, Bryn, Mason, and Hudson, and live in Red Wing, Minnesota.
I'm Dennis Barker. It was my honor to coach Angela in cross country and track at Augsburg College. Angela's great qualities as a runner were her courage and her leadership. When she set the school record in the 800 meters of 2:12, she went out right with the University of Minnesota's top runners and stayed with them all the way. She never shied away from great competition. She wanted it to bring out her best. She was also a great leader among our 4x800 relay team and our distance medley relay teams that won conference, championships, and All-American honors. Congratulations, Angela, on being inducted into the Augsburg Athletic Hall of Fame.
So many hard acts to follow here tonight. Good evening. I am incredibly honored and humbled to be standing in front of you today, alongside these 5 other women, to receive this most prestigious induction into the Augsburg Athletic Hall of Fame. Thank you to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, to the Augsburg Athletic Department, and to all others who have made this a spectacular evening. On a late August afternoon 20 years ago, I dropped my belongings off in Ernest Hall, threw on my running clothes, and hustled down to Murphy Square to meet up with the Augsburg cross-country team. They were seasoned Augies who were delighted to be back together, and freshmen like me who were both nervous and excited to see what college running had in store. We then went out to run along the River Road, the first of many hundreds, more likely thousands of miles. I ran alongside my teammates here. This induction to me is very much a team win, as I certainly would not be standing in front of you today without the incredible people I was surrounded by. When I reflect back on both my time at Augsburg and the years since, I continually feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude. Deep gratitude for the people, the opportunities, and the experiences. So to my family, thank you. You have always been my greatest fans, supporting and encouraging me, putting up with my running obsession, and cheering me on. You taught me to always give my best effort, to set goals, to go out and have fun with running and competition. To my teammates, thank you. You are truly amazing. The grit and determination you each brought to our workouts and races was inspiring. You ran stride for stride with me and pushed me farther than I could have ever gone alone. You tolerated me when I took myself much too seriously and laughed with me when we took nothing seriously. We celebrated both team and individual accomplishments together. For 4 years, you all were my family, and I still think of you all that way today. Though life may keep us miles apart,
I promised my daughter I wouldn't do this tonight, but I just can't, sorry. Okay. Anytime we gather, I still feel as connected to you all as ever. To my coach, Dennis, thank you. Your coaching expertise over the years was second to none, whether we were having a record-setting day, a bad day, or anywhere in between. You guys are so wonderful. I'm so sorry. Okay. Whether we were having a record-setting day, a bad day, or anywhere in between, you were there with well-timed training advice and words of wisdom. You taught us to work smarter, not just harder, to achieve our goals. Under your guidance, I found that next gear in training and racing. Your passion for running and coaching was clearly evident in every interaction with every one of your athletes. It is not lost on me, especially as we celebrate 50 years of Title IX, what a privilege it was to have had the opportunity to be part of both cross-country and track teams at the collegiate level, to have had the opportunity to spend many hours running many miles, and to have had the opportunity to toe the line and compete alongside tremendous athletes in Minnesota and throughout the country. Those incredible opportunities, by nature, gave way to fantastic experiences. Many more than I'm able to share with you today, but to name just a few. Cross-country races in New York City, intervals in Riverside Park, NCAA national meets, snowy winter runs to the indoor track, relay records, spring break track meets in California, Florida, and Georgia, frozen legs after ice baths, the excitement of the track on a warm spring day, our self-proclaimed world record 2x2 by 400 meter relay, returning home after meets both exhausted and completely exhilarated. Every year when signs of fall start to appear, cool mornings, warm afternoons, changing colors, it brings me back to many great memories of cross-country and track, and the deep joy we each found in running and in camaraderie with teammates. Again, thank you for this tremendous honor of being with you here today. I am grateful for each and every one of you, grateful for the many opportunities Augsburg presented me with, and grateful for all that I learned through my experiences here about running, teamwork, friendship, and life. Thank you, Augsburg, for this incredible journey.
Melinda Kleewine-Beldy, class of 2005. Melinda Beldy was a dominant defender for Augsburg's women's hockey team, earning all MIAC honors her sophomore, junior, and senior seasons, while earning all conference honorable mention honors her first year. She played in 103 games in her Augie career, finishing with 11 goals and 66 assists for 77 points, the most points by a defender in school history. Her 66 assists are second most in school history. She also played softball for 4 seasons as an outfielder and catcher, collecting 31 hits and scoring 25 runs, and also played soccer for 2 seasons. Melinda was a health and physical education major at Augsburg. After graduating, Melinda and her family moved back to her native Anchorage, Alaska, where she taught middle school physical education for 13 years and also coached girls hockey for 3 seasons. Her husband, former Augie men's hockey player Steve Beldy, coached boys hockey at South Anchorage High School for 9 years, winning 3 Alaska state championships. The family recently moved back to Minnesota, where Melinda now teaches middle school physical education and wellness at St. Paul Academy and Summit School. Melinda and Steve have 2 children, Stephen and Grant, and live in Lake Elmo, Minnesota.
Did you ever walk into a room and just know instinctively that you were drawn to a specific person, but you didn't know why? It's what people often refer to as the it factor. And that's what I think of when I think of Melinda Kleewine-Beldy. She had the it factor. And it was relentless opportunity to compete, passion for the game, and instinctive leadership skills. Hard to teach.
And I as I watched her during the recruiting process, was impressed with the fact that she was always moving. She was either working hard on the ice or going to the bench to rest and maybe come back even stronger. She was just a great person to work with in practice, and you could tell that she had a love for the game, and we wouldn't have probably noticed that had we not had the opportunity to coach her.
On the ice, dynamic player. Things were always exciting and happening when she was on the ice. Off the ice, she could be the one to instigate shenanigans or inject some humor. Things that are just difficult to teach, she had ingrained. And we look forward to what the future holds for Melinda. She's going to continue to instill and inspire the next generation of athletes, both professionally and personally. And we congratulate her on her 2022 induction.
Absolutely.
All right. I'd first like to start by saying thank you. I'm honored to be here tonight. Thanks to Jeff Swenson and the Athletic Committee for the nomination. And thank you to my coaches. I appreciate the opportunities that you've provided me. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. There's a lot of people in here tonight. I'm used to talking in front of like 30 middle schoolers. They're a great audience, by the way. When I was looking at colleges, I chose to attend Augsburg because I had a teammate who went here, so I would at least know one person, and it was the closest place that I could go to play college hockey because it was a nonstop flight away from where I lived in Anchorage, Alaska. Those of you who know me know that it wasn't my standout soccer skills that earned me the selection. I only played soccer because I had two teammates who talked me into playing by telling me about the free trip to North Carolina and the fact that I would already be there and I would just have to sit on the bench, and my only job was to give Millie, who you'll hear from in a little bit, a break during the game. So I also played 4 years of softball during my time at Augsburg, and I rotated between catcher and outfielder. However, hockey was my love. When I was younger, I tagged along with my older brother. This is where I developed my fierce competitiveness. It didn't matter if it was a practice or a game. I wanted to win because I love winning. This competitiveness isn't exactly one of my finest qualities. My desire to not be beat landed me several conferences in Coach Jill's office and many visits to the penalty box. Annie, I see you looking. In fact, when I messaged my Augie hockey group about my induction, Corey replied, "For what, the most penalty minutes?" Well, Corey, I'll have you know that two players in the group after us shattered that record. Over the past 16 years, I've been able to rein in and control this competitiveness for the most part. It still appears sometimes while I'm watching my kids play sports or it's family game night. I'm the reigning sorry champion at my house. Just ask my boys. My time at Augsburg was more than sports and winning. It was people and relationships. Thank you, Pam and Carol, for being great coaches, teachers, mentors, and advisors. Barb and Bill, you pushed me to be the best I could be, and you believed in me. You held me accountable to lead by example and praised my hard work. Jill, thank you for your patience. You reined in my aggressiveness and my attitude, but you still pushed me to be competitive. Thank you to my Augsburg teammates for your friendship and for being there for me both on and off the ice. Corey, Lauren, Carrie, Kala, and there's many others who are sitting in front of me right now. We were there for each other through our sacrifices, struggles, and triumphs. You and your parents accepted me into your families and took me home on weekends and holidays, giving me family when mine was far away. My friends from Alaska are here today. It was a total surprise to me. They actually flew in on Wednesday. They can't keep a secret, and neither can my husband. The last secret these people kept was when I got engaged 16 years ago, so I actually was surprised. It means so much to me that they still like me enough after 13 years to travel this far to be here tonight for a Thursday night ceremony. Thank you, Logan, Chevy, and Melissa. I love you. Also with them is our old U19 hockey coach. Thanks, Coach, for all you did for us and your continued love and support. Anytime we know we can call you, and you'll answer the phone, even if it's at 2 a.m. My biggest win of all, though, was meeting my husband, Steve, here at Augsburg. Even though we had several classes together, pretty much the only thing we had in common was that we played defense on the Augsburg hockey teams. I was in the front row asking questions, and he sat somewhere in the back hoping that I would stop talking so class could leave. Apparently, I'm the only person who knows that, sorry, I'm gonna back up. Apparently, I'm the only person who didn't know that at the end of class, when the professor asks if there are any questions, you really aren't supposed to answer that. So, just so you know. But if you do, that's okay. Well, opposites really do attract. We started dating our senior year, and we have been married for 14 years. We have 2 beautiful children, Stephen and Grant. Thank you for your continuous love and support and for believing in me even when I didn't believe in myself. You're an amazing father and role model for our boys. We're lucky to have you. I love you and I love your family. Thank you for coming to my crazy idea to pursue a job in Minnesota so that we could raise our boys around their family. And the Beldy family, who is here tonight as well, thank you for being here tonight and thank you for your unconditional love and support. To my boys, Stephen and Grant, you are my pride and joy. Just ask everybody because I talk about you all the time. I love being around you and shuttling you to all of your different events. Stephen, I loved watching you play hockey this summer in the Brick Tournament. It was by far the coolest sporting event that I've ever been to. Grant, you're exactly what our family needed to be complete. I love you and your love for life. You have a personality like your dad and you're feisty like me. I feel sorry for anyone who has to go in the corner against you. I love watching you dominate at Sharks and Minnows also. I love how you both love sports and continuously want to play any and all sports. And although your dad and I are tired, we love to play with you when you ask us. I will continue to shuttle you around as long as you'll allow me to. I enjoy investing in you and just being around you. So thank you again. I'm very humbled because I feel like there's a lot of people who have come before me. And congratulations to all the other honorees tonight. I'm grateful to be part of this legacy with you. I was teammates with all of you except for Tanisha, which was a good thing. And choosing Augsburg was definitely the best decision of my life. Go Augies.
Melissa Lee, class of 2004. Mel Lee has spent her entire adult life as a member of the Augsburg athletics family, first as an outstanding softball student athlete, and now as a beloved coach and administrator. Augsburg's senior honor athlete in 2004, Mel started all 141 games of her softball career, developing a reputation as one of the best third basemen in school history. She earned all MIAC honors her senior year, all conference honorable mention honors twice, and NFCA all Midwest region honors her sophomore season. She hit .296 in her career with 50 runs scored, 40 RBI, and 26 extra base hits. She was stellar on defense, finishing with a school record 367 career assists and a .962 career fielding percentage. She earned academic All-MIAC honors and NFCA Scholar Athlete honors 3 times each. Mel also played basketball for 2 seasons as an Augie. Mel was a health and physical education major at Augsburg and later earned her master's degree in organizational leadership and sports management from Concordia St. Paul. She has taught and coached at Augsburg since graduation, moving from an assistant coach to head coach for the Augie softball team in 2017. She also serves as an associate athletic director at Augsburg and is one of the hardest working and devoted individuals in the athletic department. A native of Randolph, Mel lives in Robbinsdale, Minnesota.
Melissa Lee, wow, I feel like I've known her for her whole life. Actually, while recruiting her, as soon as I met her, I did feel like I'd known her forever.
Mel Lee, I've known her for about 22 of my 24 years here at Augsburg. I've known her as a student athlete, work study, and now a colleague, and most importantly, a great friend.
She was the epitome of the term student athlete. I don't think she ever skipped a class, because if she would have, her Catholic upbringing would have confessed that to me.
Mel still comes into my athletic taping lab every year to critique the student tape jobs during testing week. She may have been one of the 5% over 22 years of taping labs to actually get a perfect score.
Competitive in the classroom and on the field. Gave 100% in both venues, day in and day out. Great teammate in the classroom and on the field. Selfless, coachable.
As a student athlete, she would show up every day ready for practice or play. She had this beat up old knee brace, and I'm pretty sure I had to keep it together with tape by the end of her career. I remember making her a special splint for a broken finger so she could play. Not playing was not an option for Mel.
Possessed a great sense of humor. When I was recruiting Mel, so was St. Olaf. Long story short, the St. Olaf coach and I were good friends. We were playing St. Olaf at St. Olaf, and Mel made a couple of uncharacteristic errors in the first couple of innings. The next inning, as I was headed to the third base coaching box, I had a conversation with the St. Olaf coach. After our half inning of at bat was over, Mel ran up to me, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "CE, did you tell her she can have me now?" I said, "Yes, I did," and we both laughed.
Mel is the working pulse of the athletic department. She has every key, she knows where everything is, and she knows who to talk to get things done. And if she doesn't, she usually does it herself. Just ask anyone that's helped with dome setup.
Not only was I Mel's coach, but I was her academic advisor, and she was a student in many of the physical education major courses. She was one of my assistant coaches for 2 years, and she's been a colleague in the health and physical education department for the past 15 years. She is still the same old Mel, always giving 100% in everything she does.
Mel has been a great friend to me on and off this campus. We have made some amazing memories and a lot of laughs. Mel Lee, you are HOF all the way. So honored to be your friend and colleague. Congratulations.
Mel, I am so proud of you. Congratulations to you and Mama and Papa Lee on your induction into the Augsburg University 2022 Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I would like to take a minute before I give my acceptance speech to do a little group activity. TJ, can you please turn the house lights up? I've waited my whole life to say that. I would like every female who is older than 22 years old, who has participated in or coached an organized sport, rec sport, church league, backyard pickup game, AWAC, anything, to please stand. This is the past. These are the trailblazers. These are the ones we owe everything to. Please stay standing. Will every current female collegiate athlete please stand? This is the present, the ones who continue to hold the torch and continue to give opportunities to the younger generations. Every female under the age of 18, I told both my nieces they have to stand up. Anybody else under the age of 18 who participated? This is our future. And because of all of you, our future looks very bright. Let's give everyone a big round of applause. Thanks, TJ. I also want to personally say a huge thank you to the planning committee for tonight's event as well. Danielle Parrish, Kristen Cooper, Marilyn Pearson-Florian, Joyce Paff, Carol Enke, Jane Helmke, Lucy Mulligan, Sarah Cash-Darvell, Drew Prevette, Jeff Swenson, Ben Deers, and Don Stoner. Thank you for everything that you did to make this event a success. We were told we were given 4 minutes. Don't worry, my father's an auctioneer. I can do this. It takes a village to raise a child, is how the saying goes. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk to you about my village. My grandma would have turned 102 yesterday. She passed away 2.5 years ago when we were on our spring training trip. She took me to my very first t-ball lesson when I was 6 years old, and the rest is history. Let's fast forward a few years to when my high school coach took a chance on an undersized 8th grader to come up to varsity. Little did we know, this was as big as I was gonna get. I was a 5-year starter at shortstop in high school because Mike Silk believed in me. Mike Silk is here tonight, and he got inducted into the High School Softball Hall of Fame this past June. He taught me how to love the game, but he also taught me to mature and grow up in a hurry. I was always playing with the older kids. Thank you, Mike. Alongside of him is my high school basketball coach and AD, and also the man that taught us driver's ed back home. Mr. Murray, you should see me drive these 15 passengers now. Thanks for being here. When I came to visit Augsburg, I met the then basketball coach Lori Ludeman and softball coach Carol Inke in a construction trailer in Lot K. The Cy Melby offices were getting remodeled at the time. My brother went here. I was from a small town. This is a huge city. I had a million reasons why I was not going to Augsburg. Well, I started classes in the fall of 2000, and I've never left since. To Pam and Carol, my softball coaches, thank you just isn't enough. You made me a better softball player without a doubt, but more importantly, you made me a better person, teacher, and coach. For that, I am forever grateful. Honored to have you both in my life as coaches, mentors, advisors, pickleball partners, colleagues, and friends. To the best support staff around, Don Stoner announced every single home game I ever played in, and Missy Strauch literally taped me together a few games. These are the real heroes without the capes. To my teammates, there's a reason I've always only played team sports. There's nothing like it. I'm up here tonight because of all of you. I am fortunate to have a lot of my college teammates and post-college slow pitch teammates here tonight. Lifelong memories with lifelong friends doing what we love. To my family, thank you. For those of you that don't know, I have 2 older brothers who are here tonight that I owe a lot of this to as well. They begrudgingly allowed me to always fill in when playing backyard sports with their friends. They allowed me to rebound, catch off, be the snapper. Occasionally, they even played first base for me so I could field grounders and throw it over to them. I learned how to be tough from them, mainly so I could stay outside and play with the boys. Very rarely, if ever, did they succeed in tormenting me so bad that I went inside crying. Okay, there was one time. To my parents who never missed a game, thank you for the endless support and encouragement. To my dad who would rebound and hit grounders into me until dark. He is my biggest fan and my biggest critique. To my mom who had to put up with a few concussions, a few missed meals, and a lot of late nights because of sports. Thank you. I've been out of playing, and I've been coaching for 18 years, and my dad still rarely misses a game. I'm not sure which post-game talks are worse, when I was an athlete or now as a coach. To Jeff Swenson, my colleague, mentor, leader, boss, and friend, thank you for everything. Thank you for leading this department and for fully supporting the idea of this 50th anniversary celebration event when I brought it up. You truly do bleed maroon, and I admire that. To my Augie colleagues, I am so lucky to come to work every single day doing what I love next to outstanding people like yourselves. You are true role models, champions, and a huge part of my village. Often I'm the first one to arrive and the last one to leave at night. But if you love what you do and do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. To my current team and all the ladies I have coached in the past, thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of your village, for pushing me and each other to be the best version of ourselves, for always playing for the name on the front, not on the back, and representing Augsburg in such an amazing light. To my current assistant, Coach Laura Heisey, thank you for picking up the slack and helping me guide this team when I have a tendency to overcommit and go a mile a minute all day, every day. To all the student athletes here tonight, you are why I show up to work every single day. Enjoy every practice, every game, every road trip. It all goes way too fast. Make every memory, create every friendship. You are the best damn student section in the MIAC. Have you ever been to a men's hockey game and listened to the baseball team? A playoff basketball game that's standing room only? Or see the football team sitting in couches in the outfield during a softball game? You show up and support like no one else. It takes a village, and I was fortunate enough to have an amazing one, and I hope to be a part of each one of your villages. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for my nomination into the Augsburg Hall of Fame. Congratulations to all the other inductees and the all-decade team members here tonight. It is simply amazing to say that I have been at Augsburg long enough to have played with, coached, or seen every single one of you compete. I've been attending this ceremony for 22 years, but this one is extra special. I chose Augsburg 22 years ago, and I can honestly say it changed my life. Go Augies.
Millie Sook, class of 2006. Millie Sook finished her incredible career as one of the best players to ever wear an Augsburg women's soccer uniform. In her 67-game Augie career, she set career records with 38 goals and 93 total points, also contributing 17 assists, playing on teams that went 40, 21, and 11 in her career, reaching the MIAC postseason playoffs twice. She helped to spark a tremendous run of success for Augsburg's women's soccer program, which has been one of the region's top programs during the last 2 decades. Millie earned all MIAC honors all 4 years of her career and NSCAA all-region honors twice, and she now stands 3rd in school history in goals and 4th in points. She earned Augsburg's Senior Honor Athlete Award in 2006, was a 3-time Academic All-MIAC honoree, and 2-time COSIDA Academic All-District honoree. Millie was a political science major at Augsburg, earning magna cum laude and Sabo Scholar honors. Since graduating, she earned her master's degree in public policy and her Juris Doctorate from the University of Minnesota. She practiced law with her father in her native Rochester for 3 years before moving to policy work, and is currently in her 8th year as Health Policy and Standards Director for a national medical specialty society. Millie lives in Denver, Colorado.
Millie Sook, you helped transform the Augsburg women's soccer program from a fledgling program to a MIAC contender. You were a catalyst for this change. Thank you so much for taking a chance on our team. You left more than a big mark, Millie. You were phenomenal. All conference, all 4 years. Millie, on the field, you were a force of fortune, helping to lead the MIAC in goals scored and earning all conference honors all 4 years. Even more impressive, though, was how you challenged us to become better people, better humans, better leaders, better teammates and coaches, and how you led through your persistence, your grit, and your consistent effort. So proud of you. Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
I'm truly humbled and grateful to be chosen for this honor, along with all of the other incredible female athletes in this room today. It's hard to believe that it's been more than 20 years since I first stepped foot out onto the field as an Augie. But I was surprised to realize how vivid those memories still are. Truly, my years at Augsburg are filled with some of my favorite memories. But in looking back, I think my biggest and greatest takeaway was, in the words of Coach Mike Navarre, it's about the relationships. Anyone who knew me back in my college days or before knew that I was pretty focused on the sport and the game itself. I think from age 7 or 8 onwards, soccer was my life, my passion. I would spend hours practicing skills, watching games, and admittedly, somewhat begrudgingly, working on conditioning. And while I knew that nearly all of my friendships and many of my mentorships growing up were based on the various teams that I played on, including my best friend, teammate, and co-captain at Augsburg, who's sitting here today, Nora Austin, it still took me a long time to really understand and accept that Mike was, in fact, correct. The most important lessons, my favorite memories, and the biggest things I carry with me and have carried with me since I walked off the field for that last time did all stem from the relationships I built here with my teammates, my coaches, the athletics department, and even some of my opponents. See, Mike, even though it probably seems like I spent half my career arguing or challenging you, there's a reason I ended up in law school. I really was listening. It just maybe took a little longer for the message to actually sink in than you may have wished, but rest assured it did. I was very fortunate to have Mike Navarre as my coach. While Mike was certainly concerned with developing us as athletes and ensuring our team performed to its fullest ability on the field, I think it's safe to say that he was more concerned with developing us as humans, as citizens, and as adults. I don't know if he still does it, but when I was playing, he would assign the seniors to read Man's Search for Meaning, and then have a sort of book club meeting with him one-on-one afterwards. Mike, I can honestly say that that is one of the few books I've read multiple times, and it will always be one of my favorites, so thank you for that. Finally, while I'm eternally grateful for all that Augsburg's athletics gave me, I would be remiss not to thank my family for all of their support. I'm sure you all didn't want to spend nearly every weekend, many weeknights, driving to soccer fields near and far, though luckily my sister did join in on the sport, so at least I wasn't the only one dragging the family to the field. I am forever grateful that you indulged my passion, or probably more honestly, my obsession, for so many years. And I'm grateful to have you here with me tonight. Though I do have to admit that being here tonight without my biggest, loudest super fan, I thought I could get through this without crying too. The women who came to nearly every one of my soccer games my entire life, even if it meant flying there. My mom, who passed away a few years ago. While this honor means so much to me, I think it meant even more to her. So while I wish she was here today to be a part of this, I know she'd be proud, and I know I couldn't have done it without her. So thank you for that, and thank you all of you.
How about another congratulations to all of our amazing awardees for this evening. And now I'd ask Jeff Swenson to come back up and give us some final remarks. Jeff?
Thanks, Paul, and congratulations to the inductees. Very, very moved by your responses. It's an exciting week. This kicks off homecoming week. It's an exciting week for the university and for our athletic department. We have some fantastic events that we hope you're able to attend. On Friday, we have the Patricia Piepenberg Women's Locker Room dedication in Cy Melby Hall at 5 o'clock, followed by the Oliver Dahl Hoyt Messer reception at 6 p.m. We also have an all-school reunion open house in the Hagfer Center at 6 o'clock. And our 15th nationally ranked volleyball team has a match at 7 o'clock. On Saturday, we host the Taste of Augsburg, which is a pregame picnic in the park. The Donnie Wickman weight room dedication is at 12:15. Football game against St. John's is at 1 o'clock. And the A Club will be hosting a game watch in the Kennedy Center for current A Club members. We encourage you all to come and enjoy homecoming this weekend. In closing, congratulations again to tonight's inductees. We hope this evening brought back some great memories of your time at Augsburg and has shown you how grateful we are for all that you have given to Augsburg. One final reminder for the inductees as we close. Please go to Saturn Auditorium. It's straight down the hallway as I point to the music building for your photos. Please bring your plaque with you. Have everyone in your party with you who will be included in your photo session. And we'll take as many photos as you wish. Photos will be taken on a first-come, first-served basis. Let's stand right now and sing the Augie Fight song as we close tonight's ceremony. Please follow the words on the screen as the student athletes will lead us in the Augie Fight song one time through. Close enough. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you very much.